Hello, welcome back. In this lesson, we are going to consider ransomware and why it is so effective. Ransomware affects individuals, businesses, hospitals, and critical services. And understanding why it is so effective helps explain both its impact and how it can be defended against. So let's go right into it. What is ransomware? Ransomware is a malware designed to deny access rather than stay hidden. It is a type of malicious software, and instead of quietly stealing data, it locks files or systems. The attacker then demands payment to restore access, and in simple terms, we can say it holds data hostage. Now, how does ransomware work? Ransomware attacks usually follow a clear pattern. The first one is that attacker gains access to the system. Then the next one is that files or entire machines are encrypted. And the next step would be that a message then appears demanding payment. And lastly, the attacker claims access will be restored after payment. Now, what are the common ransomware entry points? Most ransomware attacks start in very common ways. Number one is that phishing emails are a major entry point. Number two is malicious attachments or links. These are frequently used. Number three is weak or reused passwords because they can be easily exploited. And number four is exposed to remote access services, and these are common targets. Now, why is ransomware so effective? Ransomware succeeds by creating pressure and urgency. Data suddenly becomes unusable, business operations come to a stop, victims panic because time feels critical, and attackers exploit this urgency to force decisions. And these are the reasons why ransomware is so effective. Now, let's consider the ransomware targets. Ransomware does not focus on a single victim type. It focuses on individuals. It focuses on small businesses too, because they are frequent victims as well. It can focus on large organizations too. They also get attacked. And lastly, hospitals and critical services are especially vulnerable because downtime can threaten lives. Now, let's consider the double extortion. Modern ransomware often increases pressure through double extortion. The first thing is that data is encrypted. The second thing is that data is stolen. Then the third point is that if payment is refused, attackers threaten to leak the data. And all of these add fear and reputational risk. So this is what we call double extortion. Because if the payment is refused, attacker can leak the data. The next thing we look at is the impact of ransomware attacks. The damage caused by ransomware goes beyond payment. So it could be financial losses, and this can be very severe. Also, operations may be down for days or weeks. Important data can be permanently lost, and trust and reputation can suffer long-term damage. Now, let's consider the ransomware and the CIA triad. Ransomware directly breaks core security principles, which are the CIA triad. Now, availability is always impacted first because systems become unstable. Then the next one is confidentiality, and this is threatened if data is stolen. The next one is now integrity, and integrity can be affected if files are damaged or corrupted. And this combination makes ransomware highly disruptive. So ransomware is not something everybody, whether organization, individuals, small businesses, large corporations, should joke with. Now, let's consider why paying the ransom is risky. Yeah, it is ransomware. And I know that when people are attacked with this kind of thing, the next thing they think of is paying. Now, why is payment really risky? The reason is that paying does not guarantee a safe outcome. Yes, it doesn't. Attackers may not restore access. Hidden malware may remain in the system. And payment encourages future attacks. They might want to come back because of the money they got from you. Also, if you pay, there are legal and ethical risks involved. So before you pay, think twice. Now, what are the basic ransomware prevention? Prevention normally reduces risk far more effectively than recovery. Now, let's consider some of the prevention basics. The first one is that regular backups are very essential. So when your files are encrypted, you can clean up your entire network and then bring in the backup data. Also, email awareness helps prevent initial access. Strong authentication can really limit unauthorized entry, and keeping systems updated closes common attack paths. That's an indirect way to say patch management is very important. Now, what are the early warning signs? There are often signs before full encryption of a system, and some of them are unusual file activity may be noticed, systems may slow down unexpectedly, access problems may begin to appear, and early detection can limit the damage. The earlier, the better. Now let's summarize what we've learned in this lesson. This lesson explains why ransomware continues to succeed. We have been able to see that ransomware operates as a business model. In fact, there's a business model called ransomware as a service, so it's something serious. Number two, urgency and pressure are key attack tools. Also, we've seen that prevention is far easier than recovery. And lastly, we've seen that backups are one of the strongest defenses. Hence, we need to back up our data always and every time. Now, let's take a test together. The question is, why is ransomware considered as one of the most damaging cyber threats today? Pause the video, read through the options, pick your answer, drop it in the comments, then come back to play the video. So now, what's your answer? The correct answer is because it locks or steals data, creates urgency and pressure, and can disrupt critical services while threatening confidentiality, integrity, and availability. That's all for this lesson. And if you're here to subscribe to our channel, please do that now. Also, do not forget to like, share, and drop a thoughtful comment about this lesson. So, see you in the next lesson.